Okay.
Are we streaming again?
Not to YouTube, we're not. Oh, it may be a delay. That's right.
Yeah, it should be a... Yeah. I'm on videos on the Elita Army. I can't see any... The last one was 6 days ago.
Radio KAOS, episode 44, part 2.
Yep.
Okay, great. We're back up. So what did we just look at? We were looking at Alita's theme, the different variations.
Yes.
We showed it in when she wakes up, and now I think she was in the middle of fighting Grueska when it sort of clashes with Nova's theme as well, which we'll get to.
And we also had the last section was when she was on the bridge with Hugo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the best. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
And the rest of these, I might open up the window really briefly when one comes, just so we can see reminder of what the scene is. So should I try to play the audio and see if we get kicked out again?
Yeah, it's a shame we can't play the video as well, but it is what it is.
I'll open it real briefly.
Well, this is from the movie, but we'll see how it goes.
See how it goes. Here we go.
This is who I am. I know.
There you can hear it again.
Got it.
If we pause it every couple of clips, and I think that might be all right, and then talk.
Okay, so that clip was when she was running from the motorball scene to go save Hugo. And
again,
right,
another really important part of her story.
All right, so this next one is when you can see the scene here.
Oh yeah, this one's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So
and, she says,
I'll just do a few seconds at a time then. So here you go.
I'm sorry.
All right, just a little bit there.
Yeah.
The next one is here. Okay, you hear it again.
He's good. He's stable.
Did you hear it there?
Yes.
And then the next one, I'm just trying not to get shut down here.
Yeah. So then it repeats like that.
Here's a great one. I absolutely love this one, how different it is.
Yeah, it's so dramatic because it's the big climax.
Yeah. There's actually
She's
two
desperate
parts.
to save Hugo.
Let me get it right there. Okay, here we go. Okay, there's quite a bit like that, but you can hear the melody. And then
I love the way it works with the drums as well.
And here as well, right there. Oop, come on.
Yeah, this one's devastating.
Okay, I think that was the last one.
Yeah,
that's the last one.
And then we go to the.
So at least we know how to do it now.
Yeah, well, because it's not ideal, is it? But it'd be so simple if we could just play that and then talk. But it's so stupid the way copyright works.
Okay, so maybe we should talk about the Alita theme some more. But I can get through, I think, efficiently the ones for the hero theme, Ito, Discovery, and Nova. The hero one is really interesting because in most cases it's really a positive. It's where she's done something good or is about to do something good. There's a couple examples where it's really a negative, like when she loses a battle and they're still playing the hero theme because she still is a hero. So when you're ready, I'll cue that up.
Oh, we're always.
Do you guys all know what the hero's theme sounds like?
I'll play it. Yeah,
it's the one at the end. It's most pronounced at the end when she's racing.
I have that one first, actually.
Yeah,
so
that plays it the clearest. And then when you rewatch it, the film, you should be able to recognize it throughout.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just do a few seconds of it, play it up front. Here's the hero theme. All right, I'm gonna get shut down here.
And then it just goes on. Da, 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 da.
Now here is the first time it occurs in the movie.
Yeah, this is a really good way of showing the development, actually. Doing it in reverse, kind of.
That's clearly hero theme.
Yeah, because it's her first victory on her way to Motorball champion eventually.
Here's the next one.
Her subconscious image of herself. I've never seen anything like it. It's making micro adjustments throughout.
Did you hear it there?
Yep.
And then this is my favorite
Yes.
because it starts off differently. I don't want to play too much,
Yeah.
but you can hear it playing there.
Yeah. It's I think he said it was more like a motif, or was that for Discovery, than a theme? Like a theme is more of a longer piece.
Yeah.
Like theme.
Yeah. I think
Whereas
motif's a better
some of
word.
them are more like motifs,
Yeah, I think a motif's a better
more
word.
sections that repeat. Like that one, it was just da 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 da. It's only a few notes, like repeating, going up a scale, but it's the same motif.
Motif, that's a better word. I like it. So here's the next one.
Now, because she's feeling, feels so right in her body, and she's running off to find the boy she likes. So it's like heroic in that way.
Here's another one.
Bastard. No. More me.
That's clearly it right there.
Yeah.
There's one here in this scene. I'm not sure I can get it right.
Good luck. Hi.
There's a whole bunch of them. Oh, here's another great one. It's really kind of big here. I'll just start it.
My face. My face.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that
Yes,
one's a bit more dramatic, a bit less
deeper
innocent.
than that first theme, isn't it? I mean, it's where she's waking up and discovering stuff. That theme there, or that music it seems a lot deeper to me. It seems I don't know, for some reason it just seems like it has more substance. I guess.
I agree. Yeah, it is the main theme. I would agree with that. So here, I didn't notice this one at first.
Together. Come with me. Please.
I guess in a way she's being heroic there because she still hasn't given up on him, even though he's
Exactly. It sounds sad, but it's exactly the same motif, but completely different sound. Now here this is really the really bizarre one. This is where she has just been cut into pieces, of course. Listen.
Break off!
So that one's pretty long, but same motif.
yeah, that's really beautiful. The strings here.
Yes.
And this is just the ending. I don't want to play it, but it just shows how the motif ends. I don't want to.
Yeah, we sort of saw that at the beginning anyway, although not quite the total end.
Yeah. So I don't want to dominate the conversation here. I have similar things for Ito and for Discovery, which I think is real interesting, and for Nova. So
It's just really interesting to see how versatile these themes are, and
Right.
how well they can be manipulated for each specific development of her story.
Right.
Well, we've still got another, a good 40 minutes or so thereabouts before we even hit the 2-hour mark. So, I mean,
No,
you're more than
yeah,
welcome
still
to play
Yeah,
the
no
other.
need to worry
Yeah, go
about.
for it, Alita Rave. Go
No need
for
to
it.
worry about time.
All right. So this is the Ito one, and on this one,
Should we play Should we play the video, the unreleased one, just on its own? That probably
Yes,
won't
please
get
do.
flagged. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
it's
please
just
do.
from YouTube. It's not even in the movie or anything.
Yeah, that's great.
I put a link in the Google Hangouts. I don't know if who the host could play it. It might sound better quality. Is that Star? If you just checks Google Hangouts, there should be a link to Ido's theme in there. Unless he's not there.
No, he's there.
In Google Hangouts, you see I posted a whole load of videos. Did you just play the last one? I don't know if it will sound better from your end. Because Alita Raves, it's not playing quite the quality, audio
Oh
quality.
yeah. After has the 7 mixed themes, it's got Ito's theme, Tom Holkenborg.
Yeah, just because you don't really hear this theme on it in its entirety in the film that well, and it would just be nice. We've got a lot of time to kill anyway, so it'll be nice to listen to it. And there shouldn't be any problems with copyright. So yeah, Ito's theme, it's kind of tragic and sad in a way. If you first hear it when he's after Nova's theme, then it pans down to Ito in the scrapyard, and then you hear it played as he's wandering around looking for scrap to help his clinic, and it's just sort of, it symbolizes his sort of loneliness in a way, after his tragedy.
Yeah, it is a very lonely theme in all of its contexts. It's lonely or it's not uplifting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, there's a second part of it. The first part is da 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 dee dee da, that basic theme. But if you listen further on, it's got this downward scale. It's like you're walking down into the depths of something, and it occurs at least 2 times in the movie.
Did you notice the first 2 notes of it are quite similar to Nova's theme? Da, da, da,
Yep.
da, da. And Nova's theme is da, 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 da. It's not that similar actually, but it's kind of similar the way it goes down.
Well, what's nice is that all of these were crafted to be woven together.
Exactly, yeah.
At the end, I may not be able to play them, but examples of where one goes right into the next and right into the next, where they're kind of telling a story.
I got to hear Junkie XL said in the studio time videos, which you should all check out if you're interested in the Alita soundtrack. He said he wanted to create something very sad and lonely, which he's done very well. And I think it captures Ito's inner turmoil and loneliness to perfection.
Yeah, I agree.
So, Star, have we got that ready to go? You played it. I didn't hear it.
No, neither did I.
Was it on YouTube? Oh, okay. Well, maybe we don't need to hear it again then. I was looking forward to hearing it myself.
I know, when you watch a video that points out a particular aspect of the movie, and you go watch the movie again, and you're looking for that specific detail, it's like it literally is like you're watching the movie for the very first time again, because I'm not going to be able to watch it without picking up on all the specific musical cues now, which is a good thing. I mean,
it's a good thing, yeah. Hey, Star, we're not hearing it.
Yeah, we can't hear it. It's fine. Okay, I've unmuted the stream.
I'm not going to be able to watch it without picking up on the specific musical cues now, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah. Hey, Star, we're not hearing it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I've unmuted the stream. So yeah, that's just another really nice melody. I don't know. Has it finished now? So, okay, yeah. So it's a really nice sad melody, and it really fits Ito well. So shall we go into where it is, how it's used in the film?
So I'll show a couple sections. I'll just do 2 or 3 seconds of each.
Yeah, maybe make this video even smaller, just because make it like a small. This is probably a bit less likely. You can go even smaller than that, because we all know what the scenes look like.
Okay, good. How's that?
That's probably fine. I don't know, but it's arbitrary. You can't really tell what's going to trigger it.
All right, let's try it.
It's a nice name.
I love it.
Okay, here's the next one.
So just pause it there.
Real name?
So yeah, that's he they play that there because it's to do with his tragedy when he brings up Alita's name. Say, I'm going to call you Elita. But at this point in the film, we don't know that it's to do with his daughter dying. And so when you rewatch it, you recognize that theme and you know what it's connected to, and all he's lost and his sadness and loneliness. It makes it a lot more compelling, I find.
It's very
that's interesting.
that theme where he's in the scrapyard too, isn't it?
That's right at the start. But immediately after they play that, then I think they play Alita's theme.
Yep.
When they're hugging. Is that right?
Yeah. And I have that in one of my mixes. Where,
the mixed ones. Yeah, the mixed ones. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So here is when in the first battle with Grueska, you'll hear it just really briefly. Really short.
That's right. Da da da.
And then
Alita couldn't get out of the way fast enough. Her mother, Shireen, couldn't deal with Alita's death.
So this is the core of the theme, his experience.
She just couldn't deal with me.
I think this is called A Dark Past on the soundtrack. Is that right?
yes. Yeah. Okay, so here, remember I told you there was this longer piece at the end of it? Here it is.
So I went hunting. I
Yeah.
needed to kill him. Maybe I was just hoping that he would kill me.
Okay, so
Is this the only part in the film where they play the longer bit, which you can
No,
hear on the
it
original one we played?
it actually happens right here too.
Yeah.
There were police to stop criminals. Now the factory pays us to do the dirty work.
Here it comes. I'm gonna hit pause just to be safe, and here it is.
Don't kill anyone.
Here it is.
And it's played really low on low
Oh,
string.
here. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to let it go
It's
too
so in when we play the original on that trumpet that's not in the film, you can really hear it all as one. But in the actual film, it's split up into different instruments, so it's not quite as clear that it's one whole theme.
Yeah, it's almost like the music itself is kind of. It's like it's been. I mean, it's like he's got Alita there now, and you still hear that music, but it's not quite the same as it was at the beginning. It's almost like it's blunted a little bit by her presence, because now he sees her as his daughter, sort of, and I think I think what that does is that takes a little of the edge off of his theme because now he's got Alita.
Yeah, well, it starts off really lonely, and as they fight, you hear it. It doesn't sound as lonely, obviously, because they're fighting, so it sounds more dramatic. But it's just yeah, you're right. It changes, develops, just like all the other themes.
So, Vladi, did you want to say something about this next one? This next section is what we call discovery. It's self-discovery. It's where Alita is learning something about her past or her character, or
this is another one where Junkie XL says it's not really a theme; it's more like a motif because it's so short.
It's basically few notes.
Yeah, but
that's it.
Yeah, but it's got that kind of, was wonder the right word? Not really wonder. I suppose discovery is just the best way of putting it. She's just I'm really struggling with the words to describe it, but you know what I mean. It's just got that sort of mysterious tone to it, and you can really hear it. I think the best is probably when she's in the ship. Then it repeats quite obviously.
I think it also has some really good ones when she's learning about her heart.
Yeah. Oh, I love that bit when she's on the table and it's just played sweetly on the piano. Yeah, we got that one.
Here we got a couple here, so I'll just do a few seconds each.
Oh yeah, this is the one I really like.
Okay, here's the next one.
This was your daughter.
I'm gonna hit pause for a sec.
So she's discovering not only stuff about herself here, but Ido.
You built this body for her.
Okay, so that's her learning about her body.
And Ido's past.
Yeah, and there's more in here, but I'm worried about the copyright deal. Here,
That was the main bit anyway. The rest is sort of played.
This is your brain? A normal, healthy
On the strings.
brain?
same thing. And then it happens a lot underwater. It happens a little there. I won't bother with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the like ultimate discovery because she's finding like her true body. So this is her basically.
Okay, so you can see it's all about this learning of her past. Here's one more. Oh, this is a great one. This has those flutes kind of going up and down, and it plays underneath that.
Mm.
You are not just.
Where'd it go? How did I lose it? It was right there. Here we go.
I love the music. Yeah, the way the strings go up and down and the woodwind. He talked about that in his studio time as well. He said it was really hard for the woodwind instruments to blow it. And so they had to like take it in turns, each one doing it, because you can imagine how hard it is to play that fast.
You know, when she was walking underwater there and, you know, trying to go up to discover her body, there was a little bit of that ambient music around her theme. And that, to me, it was almost like, you know, it's a little bit of an unknown thing, but now I'm going to find out about myself, you know? So, I mean,
Yeah.
there was a kind of a expectation, you know, type of, you know, feel to it, you know, because it's mysterious, it's unknown, but I'm going to find out something. That's kind of what I took away from that.
Yeah, no, that's right.
And here's the last one I found.
You are not just a warrior, Alita.
You're from Berserker.
Yep.
They're pretty cool. You know, the reason I liked doing this, I've got still one on Nova, the kind of the Antagonist theme, is that when I listen to I'm not paying attention and just listen to the movie, you don't really notice this. It affects how you perceive the movie, but the music doesn't hit you hard. It just kind of works its way into the movie in the background.
Mm.
And I actually initially had a hard time even identifying all the different themes. But when I pulled them out like this, one after another, it really helps me kind of hear it better, understand it better.
Makes you think how much of the music and themes that you missed just purely because obviously you don't want to dissect the movie, but you just watch and enjoy it.
Right.
That's why you got to watch this film twice.
Twice.
Well, way more than
About
twice.
12
'Cause for
times
me,
or more.
I started I would hum along to it quite happily. It was just me alone. I could easily hum it, especially when she's first exploring Iron City. The soundtrack there is just so beautiful.
So I've watched this movie 102 times now.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and the music still doesn't. It's still really pleasurable, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
I sure like working out to it.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the Antagonist theme, and I'll just do a couple seconds again.
Solid. The last of the great sky cities.
So that plays. It plays originally right at the very start of the film, of course.
Yeah, I've got that one for the
And
mix.
then that was looking up at Nova just without anyone there. But this time it was Alita looking up at Nova. I mean Zalem, which is basically Nova because he's up there supposedly. So yeah, that's why that plays there again.
This is Vector intro. So there it is.
Yeah,
So,
and in the studio time again, he talks about how it's an antagonist theme for like all of them, but it's all about the big guy at the top, Nova.
yeah.
That's why he thinks of it as Nova's theme.
So they show it when they show Zalem. Then when each of the Nova slave characters, you know, each of the characters is introduced. Vector, and here's Zapan and Grueska.
Yeah, they play again.
They each get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
Look at that sword.
All guns are outlawed in Iron City.
And then here's Grueska. They play it when he's introduced.
Should I say, hunter warrior?
Yeah. And then I don't want to play too much. Oh, here's a great one. This is in the motorball scene.
Which ones?
All of them!
Because they're all working for Nova. Well, Vector trying to kill
Yep.
Elita.
And then it's also played here when she's about to.
Yeah.
Screwhead. Yeah.
Did you get the one where Nova? Did we already go over the one where Nova? I mean, sorry, when Vector and Grueska and he's on his knees, like saying, "Oh, I failed you." I'm pretty sure it plays there as well.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I got that one.
No, there's plenty dotted around. It's hard to
Yeah.
get every single one.
So here's this one. Okay. So the only thing I have left is where they're mixed together. And to really experience that, I'm going to have to play a longer segment. And I have a feeling that those will get shut down. So I'm not sure I should
Try
show
and make the video really small.
All right.
Also, which one have you got? Because if there's not much sound effects from the actual film, it might be okay. Because if that's the problem.
The first one is. So I'll just play a little bit at a time. This is, unless you think I shouldn't start, do you want me to play or not?
Just pause it after every time it plays one of the themes.
Okay. All right. So this is what I think of as the overture. It goes from looking at Zalem, then it shows Ito walking in the scrapyard, then it shows Alita being found, and it plays those three themes. It plays Nova, Ito, Alita, right in order. Here you go. All right. So I'll just do a tiny bit, and then just a little bit further. It plays Nova, Ito.
What's interesting about that too is you can see he's out there alone, and that adds to it, doesn't it? That he is lonely.
He's lonely. And then here's the Alita part. Now what's amazing, da, 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 it's exactly the same melody as when she's getting out of bed. It sounds 100% different, but it's still that same motif.
Mm.
I didn't recognize it for a long time. It's exactly
like you said. It's just a really nice overture for the whole film. It has the three main themes.
right. And now here is a combination of Ito and Alita. Someone brought this one up earlier. I'll let this one play.
Alita. It's a nice name.
I love it. Can we keep it? At least until I can remember my real name? Thank you.
See, the Alita one came in over the top.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a nice little transition.
It's almost like Alita has come into his life.
That's it. Yeah, perfect way of putting it.
Yeah, and now that his loneliness
He's less lonely.
is kind of secondary, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got someone now, even though he'd lost everyone before.
He's now got a dress-up doll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this one is Grueska and Alita in the big fight. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
It has his theme, and in the middle of the two parts, da, 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 it puts Alita right in the middle. I got to do that one again. That's just so cool.
Yeah, it is.
So it just separates the two parts. Come on. Wish I had a little bit better control here. That's it.
Nice.
You know what's coming here? This starts off with, I forget, I think it starts off with Discovery, and then it goes into the hero theme, or the other way around. That's Discovery.
Yeah.
And then right now it goes right into Hero.
Well, look at you.
There's Hero.
Yeah.
So these things just get blended together so beautifully. And it happens many more times. I just picked out a few that were really good. That's it.
Yeah, and again, obviously it helps if you really love the melodies, which I do. So I can happily listen to them, and I have done like thousands of times, and I still find them really beautiful.
Yeah, Alita Rave, do you have the video of at the very end where Nova, Alita's pointed her sword at Zalem, and then they cut to Nova, and he's looking down. He takes his glasses off, and they have that complete antagonist theme going on right there, and it struck me just thinking about that is that before when we saw all these other places where the antagonist theme was played, they were like little snippets, but at the end it's like they kind of put it all out, for that Nova is standing there looking down on it. It's almost like okay, he was behind all this stuff, but now here he is, and now here's the whole theme, so that's kind of the way it felt to me.
I don't have that clip ready, but I did write a tweet on it about a week ago because it's really interesting. When they show the Nova piece, it is the basic Nova theme, but they changed it quite a bit, and they opened it up, and it kind of implies there's a lot more to this theme, to this motif than was implied. So the music itself is saying that there's more about Nova yet to come.
Yes,
and I don't have it, but I did explain it a little bit in the tweet.
In the studio time, again, there's a complete form of the Nova theme. I did rip it the other day. I was going to put it up on YouTube as its own track, just to like promote the stream, but I didn't have time in the end. I'll put it up eventually. It's quite cool. It's nothing like it. It doesn't sound in it. Well, obviously the theme sounds similar, but the way it develops, it's kind of big. I'm surprised it wasn't in the film.
He has two.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it soon. Sorry.
He has 2 or 3 sessions on Alita Battle Angel, doesn't he?
I think he's got 4, maybe even 5.
Yeah.
He's got one on Alita's theme. He's got one on combination of themes. He's got one on Ido's theme. One on Antagonist theme. Which one am I missing? Is there any more? I think that's probably it. There might be one more. Action theme. He talks about action theme, which I think is mainly the heroic theme, but I can't really remember the exact content of that one. But yeah, everyone should watch those studio time videos.
They're excellent.
The soundtrack. Yeah.
All right.
So that's gone over all the themes and how they repeat in the film, which is I think it's quite interesting just because it adds a lot of color to the viewing experience, I think. That's all
the ones I had prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Are there any sections or I guess music that isn't theme based, but it's just there? Like
there's lots of filler's not really the right word, but there's lots of really nice parts that are like that don't have specific themes in. Although they're obviously tangentially related because they're obviously all in a key that sort of matches. You know what I mean? One of my favorites is when she's out exploring Lion City, and then it's just there's so much wonder in the soundtrack and the way the arpeggios play, which is da 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 like that. It sounds really nice because it really shows her awe and wonder in what she's seeing in this new world.
There's also, of course, the motorball piece, which is nearly a full piece. There's also the music in the bar, and there's also in each of the battles there's big sections that have some of these motifs woven in, but it's actually different music. So there's 3 or 4 of those. I have a question though. The music from the bar, if you get the soundtrack, the official soundtrack, that piece isn't on the soundtrack. Does anybody know why?
Maybe it's on the Japanese version.
No, it's not. It's just not. I guess it's just not part of. I don't know if Junkie XL didn't compose it. I think there was talk that Robert Rodriguez came up with a lot of the guitar riffs. Yeah. So that's probably one reason. It's not a Junkie XL composition.
But it's still soundtrack stuff.
It's still soundtrack, yeah, but there's a few other tracks that aren't on the soundtrack. I've got a list here of some of them which I really liked, which I would have loved to have seen. When she first meets Centurion, that's a nice little dramatic bit which isn't on the soundtrack, and then it transitions into Hugo, which is really sweet and peaceful, kind of like I don't even know my own name. I would love to have that as a separate track because it would fit nicely into those relaxing pieces. She's seeing him for the first time, and it's really sweet.
Yeah, her mood and stress is really it really goes parallel with these themes, doesn't it? I mean, depending on what situation she's in.
For sure. And when she watches Motorball on the big screen, first of all, there's a little bit that's not on the soundtrack. But some of these are really small and short that you wouldn't really be able to fit them in the soundtrack anyway. When she's chased to the church, because I See Church, the one on the Japanese soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's I See Church, right?
Yeah.
The bit after that, as soon as she smashes through the screen, then that's not in the soundtrack, even though that's really nice. It's really dramatic, and I always get really hyped up when I watch it. And she's skating on the rooftops. But yeah, that's not in there either. That's really cool. And when she cuts Grueska in half, that's sick as well. But unfortunately, it's not very good if I can't actually play them. But is anyone here? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. We're listening.
Okay. Suddenly, all the static stopped, and I thought it was all. I thought it was all gone. But I was just thinking of a way to describe how these sound. I can't really sing them, so. But yeah, there's lots of tracks that aren't on the soundtrack, which I would have really liked to be. Maybe they can release a complete version. If you look on the Hans Zimmer website, there's actually a whole long track list that seems to be how they appear in the film with like proper titles for all the names. I'll just bring it up here actually. Can I send it to Star or something and he can put it on the screen? It is quite interesting to see.
If you're not playing the video
no, there's no video or anything. It's just literally a list of the soundtrack. I thought it was quite interesting just to see it all.
Or you probably just share your screen and we can sort of view the list as you scroll down them.
Yeah, I'll post the link in Google Hangouts. If you could just zoom in on the track list and just scroll down, it's just quite interesting to see how it's described in the actual film. And I don't know where this Hans Zimmer gets its stuff from, but it seems to be, it's called Alita Battle Angel Complete Score, label unofficial release. So I don't know if someone just literally manually went through and came up with their own names, or if this is some official, because there must be some kind of official track list for the film when they're creating the movie.
Well, maybe he and Tom Hulkenberg have some kind of collaboration agreement.
I don't know if I think this Hans Zimmer website is literally just a fan site, which they're just called Hans Zimmer, but I think they just do talk about all kinds of music. So I don't think it's any association with Hans Zimmer. But it's just interesting to see is it up on the screen yet?
I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Here, I think I can get it.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on that on the track list? Okay, yeah. So you've got Finding Elita is a start, which is called Discovery on the OST. So it's just got more like obvious names. And then when she meets Hugo, what's it called? I think it's called Meeting Hugo or something like that. But it's just interesting to see the titles.
That's on his website, you said, Bloody?
It's on hans-zimmer.com.
Okay.
But I don't think it has any connection to Hans Zimmer himself, other than the fact that it's a fan site. Meeting Erin has a short one. Look, you can see all the timestamps. So someone's obviously. So this could be like what it actually looked like when they were making the film. The flashback number 2, Grueska fight. So I reckon that's how it looks when they were creating the film. I just thought that was kind of interesting to see. That's the one I want. I want the whole soundtrack I want every single bit of music in it. Because then I could just listen to it and I could totally just get lost in the film. Which I can do that anyway with the soundtrack, but it'd be nice to have the whole thing.
I like listening in the car because I can do that while I'm driving. I can't watch, obviously.
I know what you mean. I still have the Elita soundtrack in my CD. It literally hasn't moved for 2 years in my car CD player.
There it is.
What else can we talk about in relation to the music? I mean, obviously we've got Swan Song. We're very familiar with that. We sung it ourselves in our beautiful rendition, which I think is pretty epic. What? Play what? Swan Song.
Where
Oh yeah. Yeah, we
there's
could-
that one, and there's another tune that I think Linkin Park put out. You know, that New Divide.
Yeah, that's separate, really, doesn't it? It's nice.
Yeah, it's separate,
If-
but
if you-
it's
Yeah. In Swan Song, it might be interesting to play because this was a combination of Junkie XL helped compose Swan Song, and the bit that's most obvious from the film is I'm just trying to find the exact timestamp. Hold on. There's a nice instrumental bit near the end. It's played by the horns, and it's the heroic theme. If you open it up for me, Star, and play Swan Song at 2 minutes 5 seconds. Got that? Then you can really hear, because people have listened to this, they won't really have a clue that it's actually Alita's heroic theme. But when you do know it, it sounds just really cool. I love this. Probably my favorite part of Swan Song when her heroic theme comes on. I don't think we can hear it playing because it's on, but it will play on this stream, won't it?
that is
Yeah, why
cool.
don't we
Right
talk
there.
about it?
Yeah.
And she's in the scrapyard, and then she becomes the battle angel herself. Good old Dua Lipa.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm watching it on the delay. I'm watching it on the stream, so there's a big delay. So what I'm talking about is not
Yeah.
relevant.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, I like how she did that chain punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's cool.
And how many videos? It's got like 50. Is that 63 million views? Which is pretty. Dua Lipa gets a lot of views. Obviously, it was a good choice to pick her. She's like probably the biggest singer right now. Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe not the biggest.
He's definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, I like her as well. She has some nice funky tracks.
Yeah.
Speaking of lists,
Yeah.
with the soundtrack, or at least the official soundtrack that's been released,
hmm
like what would it be everyone's favorites? Like, I mean, obviously we could listen to the whole thing from first to last and then have it repeated like continuously, especially like I said when you're driving or sort of thing. But like
For me,
is
it's
there one
probably
that
with me is probably my favorite. It's hard for me to pick, but that one, it's just sort of it really like calms me in a way, just because I can like hear Rosa's voice when some of the cues come on, some of the musical cues. When her theme comes on, you just know what's happening. It's just really it's a really beautiful moment in the film, and it's just a really nice sounding song as well.
Yeah, my favorite's when she is waking up in bed.
Yeah, it's really nice too. I've got like a sleep soundtrack which has that one and With Me and What's Your Dream, because they're just so peaceful. They really calm me down, you know.
I'd have to listen to it again, but I'd Give You My Heart.
Yeah, I love
Which is that? I can't to piece it together. My brain can't function, at least not now, anyway. But does that have a particular theme, or is it just its own sort
I'm
of?
pretty sure it plays Alita's theme when she pulls out her heart. I think is that right?
That's correct. It plays her motif. He pulls it out.
Yeah. And if I listen now, I could probably find other little motifs.
But yeah, like I mean, the
Really beautiful as well. It's just like so beautiful. I can't believe that critics just ignored the soundtrack. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased, but I'm totally in love with the score. And I think it's like objectively beautiful melodies, beautiful harmonies. I know beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but really these harmonies are just so like, to any human ear, I think you should like them. I don't know if that's probably a bad way to think of it, but that's just how I feel. You've got bad taste if you don't like them.
I think for me, I kind of agree with Alita Ray. I like that when she's getting out of bed, that real sweet, kind of mild, kind of innocent, simple tune. But it depends on mood for me. If I'm working out, I want to hear "I See Church." I want to hear that, and I want to hear Motorball. But yeah, I agree.
And Fox, are you still with us? Oh no, he's muted.
I think the Alita theme
yeah.
actually plays in the heart scene when she's.
We haven't heard from you in a while. Did you have a particular favorite when you if you listen to the soundtrack, or is there a particular score or scene in the movie that you like the music that's playing on in the background?
One of my obvious favorites is, of course, the I See Church part during the Motorball. That's what I really like, because I'm more of a fan of sort of electronic themes. But also, we also covered one in the beginning, like where the character gets established. And the one on the tube is also very dramatic and also very strong in my mind, So
Yeah.
overall, it's a great soundtrack. But there's like 3 points in the movie where I really noticed the soundtrack coming up.
Yeah, what's not to like? I mean, seriously.
And there's,
what was really cool though?
The soundtrack is very
what was really
skillfully
cool
implemented into the whole movie, and it adds so much to the way the story is told, and so I've like literally nothing to complain about the soundtrack. You could find other things in the movie we could say, okay, they could have done this way or this way, but like for me, the soundtrack is perfect.
Yeah.
I hate to beat a dead horse, but Alita, the movie, should have gotten, at least in my opinion, 4 Academy Awards.
Yes.
One, obviously, for special effects. Another is for screenplay adaptation, which I don't think there's been anything even close in a decade. The acting, of course, and the music. It's just bizarre that it was overlooked so dramatically in so many ways. Music counts.
Big mystery.
That's it's actually not a mystery. It's the Academy Awards are heavily opinionated towards a certain breed of movies, and they will award those. And if they can't award those, then they will, if they are not available for whatever reason, then they will resort to things So it's hard for movies that are like reliant on special effects, like heavily, or we have like computer generated images, to get Oscars at all. I mean, even the Disney competition, did they score anything? Like the Marvel movies had also pretty good CGI and wasn't awarded anything. I'm not sure if the Lion King got anything. And there we have weather on those movies as well, doing like a really good job. And it's simply, they have some kind of snobbish attitude, and they gave the movie the Oscar for VFX that has basically
No VFX.
almost the least amount of at least computer generated image. Yes, it's some hidden computer generated imagery there, but it is all almost always used to hide stuff, to hide seams, to hide cracks in the movie. And there was also particularly pretty bad CGI involved into that, and it still got that VFX.
That also,
VFX
that
also.
film in particular was like, you say they're biased, that film was like an Oscar darling that year. It's just some kind of clique mentality or something. The people who made
Absolutely.
that, obviously I don't know, I don't trust them really. And
A
on the
little bit of
screenplay,
Hollywood politics, I think, too.
could be,
It's
on the screenplay, sorry.
there's this other award association that is like maintained by VFX artists to rate VFX artists, and they gave like Alita not just 5 nominations, but gave her at least 2 or 3 prizes
I think it
for
got
the
2.
VFX.
That
2
was the
prizes.
VFX Society, right?
Yeah, there was this VFX Society, and 5 was the highest amount of
That's right,
nominations you can
along with
give
Lion
to a
King.
movie,
And
along with Lion King.
they actually had a go at the Academy, which I think was partly to do with the fact that they snubbed all the big VFX films that actually had thousands of hours of VFX work put into them. Because they made a joke about cats. The Oscars hosts made a joke about cats or something, and so they took that as an opportunity to like have a dig at the Academy for not respecting VFX artists, which I think is really true. And Alita, to me, is like the ultimate form of VFX artistry because it created a whole human character with real human emotions that you can really relate to and believe in. And there's just never been a film that's done that before. And for me, it's just like it's an unprecedented work of art, not just in those aspects, but in the music and in the cinematography and everything. It's all just total top level artistry. And I get like quite angry at the fact that how snubbed it was by so many people.
And by the incident you mentioned from the VFX
when you
Society,
see humans interacting with that character, it's almost like that character is a human. It's almost like
they encouraged them to
really, it was seamless to me.
Yeah, it totally was.
I think the instance you mentioned of the VFX Society scolding the Academy, that should be also, it should have been taken as a moment to actually revise the Academy judge, especially in the VFX era. And since VFX has grown so much in those 2 decades, they should hand over the VFX rating completely to the VFX Society for that Oscar, because those people were sitting there, they have no clue what they are rating there. It's like they have this condescending clique attitude, and they manage to always, like every year, to give the wrong movies awards, so you can see there seems to be a lack of knowledge, and you should let people let the rating do the rating who are actually from that area, that have their field of expertise in that area. Then we can talk, But I digress.
That's
That's
too
right.
easy. That's too easy for them to do. They can't do that.
Alita Rave mentioned that the screenplay, it should have won for best adapted screenplay, which I agree with too, because it couldn't be exactly the same as the manga, of course, but it had to make some changes, and it's good that Kishiro really understood that. I just have from the same thread where he talks about the music, Kishiro. I just noticed. I thought I might as well read this out. He said, "I have read the Japanese translation of the movie script. It's so interesting. Every emotion of various people are drawn and dramatically developed. It is a masterpiece," he said.
It is, and that's also a thing that what is completely overlooked is like that manga to Hollywood movie adaptations is still not a thing and not happen like regularly. So it is still something, even it was attempted, but it was like one of the really rare occasions where this happened successfully. So it was a really big challenge, And what I see is like the Oscars are not good into awarding those who take risks, takes challenges, and achieving those, and succeeding in those. Like I said, they're defaulting only to the stuff they know, and they basically punish all those people who try out new things.
Yeah.
They should be the opposite. They should be applauding people for taking risks and trying new things.
Yep. That's the way how they take.
And now they've got new rules. Sorry, go ahead, Greek.
Yeah, I was just saying they should be applauded for pushing the technology envelope, because eventually they all start using it, So it's like, see, a lot of it, I think, and this is just my opinion. I don't know doodly damn about the movie industry itself, but it seems to me that there's a lot of old, still, kind of, maybe many years ago kind of mindset behind making movies for some of these people, like at the Academy and stuff like that. And they're resistant to anything new. They God forbid they would still, consider putting a movie, giving a movie any kind of award if it's shot on 70 millimeter, that they might, just because it's shot on that medium over, digital, so because you can still hear a lot of the terms, like film and stuff like that, in the industry. So I'm wondering if it's still some of these, to be blunt about it, old codgers, that are just sitting around, and they are driving what's happening, in the movie industry, and then the new folks just have to fight their way to the top as hard as they can.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Junkie XL should have been sitting in the Academy room waiting for his
Absolutely.
award, and it's a big shame he was snubbed. And it's annoying too, because I feel like he should be tweeting more about it. Like when the re-release happened, he didn't really tweet about it, but he should be really proud of that score, and he was. He said in the studio time he was really happy with it, but the fact that it didn't get any recognition, and something like Joker like swept all the awards, which it's a nice score, but it's a lot of atmosphere, and there's not. I don't want to rag on the Joker soundtrack because it's really good, but to me, Alita, it's as a thematic score, it's just perfect, and I'd so much rather listen to something beautiful like the Alita's melodies and the whole.
I can see why he maybe not tweeting as much about that, because it's for an artist. It's frustrating when he does like such a good performance, and when the public is just not acknowledging it, or just they were not ragging on it or anything like that, but they completely punished him by silence basically about his work. It kind of makes you feel bad towards your own work, so that you may not feel as proud as you should, and think, maybe it was shit, So those people, even they will never say that kind of things, but they also fight insecurities and all that stuff. And when they're doing such a good work, it reflects back on them. And what is sad about is that all the creators that worked on the movie, like, basically got indirectly punished for that they did that, and they would be next time more hesitant to work on something like that, or wouldn't put as much heart and love into that, knowing that it would fall into deaf ears. That's what I really think is the sad thing, that you can out of this occurrence. Even for Rosa, it must be hard. She put the performance of her lifetime into that, and she completely. But it's not just about the stupid trophies. It's literally that people didn't acknowledge that, and even basically tried to shit on her performance for months before she before she was given any credit with Undone. They pedaled back a bit later, but they tried first to put her down for that. So I haven't forgotten about that part. So that's also what comes into that. So
I know I keep on quoting this, but the moment that Star said it, it sort of clicked with me. But hashtag, that's why we're here, because that's how the Elite Army was born. Because not just the soundtrack specifically, but the VFX, the movie itself. That's like, because everyone, like you said, snubbed it. Like we were born, we were created.
We were born on their side
of this treatment. If they had given the acknowledgement, maybe a big part of the motivation for us to step in wouldn't be there. We loved the movie, and we all felt this kind of injustice that was thrown at it, and that created the vigor and the fire to create, to be vocal about it, not just be a fan about for a movie, but actually become vocal and say, no, it's not like that. The movie is great. Why are you people talking there? They thought they could shun the movie and let it sink into oblivion after that, and it didn't work quite out. They are 2 years in, and we have still noise about this movie, and that's something that probably nobody of those people did foresee.
Well, I think we even passed the 2 hour mark now, so I'll get back onto the last week's chat question.
Sure.
Did you like the music of Alita Battle Angel, and if so, which track is your favorite? before the stream started, I checked over the 3 links that we have, and there was the only responses I could find was on Twitter. And going through most of them, Motorball and I think Icy Church are the most common answers. With a few here, like Odd John said, "With Me" is one of his favorites.
You can read the whole
there's-
responses, can you?
Yeah,
Some
With
of them
Me.
are quite nicely written, I think.
Yeah,
But it's
like
just character.
starting. No, you're right. Starting with Odd John's, "With Me" is my favorite. Hard to truly describe why, but in my opinion, it is the most emotional of all the songs. Alita's song when she kisses her guy, and the song that plays during the end credits, and is the final song during the end credits. There's more I could say about that.
Oh yeah, I love the way that the credits end with "Me." It's really nice because it reminds you of like the love she had and the fact that she's lost it, and hopefully she'll take that through to the sequels, and it's the perfect point to end the whole thing on.
Yes.
So poignant, that's for sure.
Mm.
Motorball is
it's track that, and the track that is played during where she gives her heart. Which name has that track again? I've forgotten that.
It's "I Give You My Heart." When are you saying
It's I Give You My
that's
Heart.
played?
So the music. It's that name. "I Give You My Heart." This exact
The
name.
one
of
that plays at the end of the credits is "With Me."
Yeah. No, I mean that in that scene, I give you my where she gave you
Yeah,
her
it's just
heart.
called "I Give You My Heart." That's "I Give You My Heart."
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that's also one I really like.
Yeah, that's beautiful as well.
Mhm.
That whole section of the film is just really beautiful.
We've got a few others. Lita Baker here says, "Not my favorite track, but the last 40 seconds of The Warrior Within grant you the power to do anything."
Yeah,
I mean, like I
totally.
said,
Yeah.
then Riptide Fugitive, that's a tough one because I love all the music, as I mentioned earlier.
It'd be
It's
nice to
hard
play
to...
some of the clips from them. Like in that Warrior Within, there are some really cool moments. Maybe, I don't know if I can play it.
I think this might encourage people to just rewatch the movie again, and then, like I said, they can pick up on the audio cues. But it's probably Raising the Sword. It makes the end feel like the climax of the film, even though it's not. It's a perfect ending because it leaves me wanting more.
I love the bit in Warrior Within when I think she's just killed Nisyana, and she looks up at Grueska, and there's a really cool. I'm just playing it now.
Yes.
It goes and then it's her theme as she runs at him, and it's just so epic. I love that so much.
I like that part when she jumps on top of that walkway.
Yeah,
and then it has that music as a variation of it. It's like her. I wouldn't call it anger, but her determination or her drive to put him down, and he's just, she's standing up there above him, and then goes into that axe kick, I mean,
that's what her theme is, really. It's like her personality. She doesn't stand by in the presence of evil.
Well, that's pretty much the end of the stream, with next week's topic being the Alita art stream, Christmas and Beyond. With that week's question, what is your favorite recent Alita artwork and why? But before we finish up, is there any final thoughts, especially from our guests that have decided to join us today on today's topic of the music?
No, I'm just really glad we had a chance to go through this stuff. There's not a whole lot of people to share this with, and I get so much out of the movie. It's really nice for me to be able to talk through some of these details. It's really great.
Yeah, I'm the same. I echo what Alita Rave just said there, because it seems, I don't know, going through every single theme and pointing out every single bit seems a bit much, but I think it's quite interesting. Just because we've been having these streams for so long, we might as well have one that goes in depth into them. So I'm really glad we did.
Similar to the art stream that we had some time ago, and obviously it's sort of with a bit of a Christmas theme. Next week topic as well. But when they introduced that, it opened up my eyes to like how like fan arts are created, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. And same goes to today's topic as well with the music. Again, like I mentioned at the beginning, like I won't be able to, or rather, it encourages me to sort of watch the movie and pick up on these musical themes and cues as they're sort of played on its own and then melded together, like one after the other, and how it fits into the scene that it's been playing in.
Yeah.
And just opened up a whole new. I don't know. I just want to watch a movie again.
Yeah. Just watch the movie, hum along to the soundtrack. It's totally vibe.
I want to mention something else, though, too, which is my presence on Twitter and here is to try to help people appreciate why the movie was so good. Now, as you know, I've seen it a million times, but it's not just because I wanted to watch it that many times. When I really wanted to understand what about it made it so compelling and so emotional and drove so much interest. So that's why I pick it apart, is to better understand it.
Yes.
So when you do pick it apart, you do pick up on the smaller details of the finer points.
Right.
And with you and Vladi, it seems, for example, it's the music that you probably pick up on.
That's one of them, yeah.
I've got a little bit of a musical background, not massive, but that's one reason why I really pick up on it.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Alrighty, so that's the end of the show. Definitely thanks to this week's special guest, Alita, Rave, and Vladi especially, for your musical input, but also to Gary, Muskogee Creek, for joining us as well. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
thank you.
And well, especially being a musical, I don't know how you'd put it, but cliche, if you will. But while I don't want to sound like a broken record, I know either Max or myself says this at the end of every stream, but a really big thank you to all of our listeners, especially that stuck with us after our little hiccup, for joining us as well and for sticking with us. Again, I know we say it every week, but it's because it's true, but you're what makes the Elita fandom special. You're why that we keep it to get out to
That's right.
do
Should we
this
change
again week after
should we
week.
change the end a bit? Should we say, because we're doing the soundtrack, should we say buy those CDs, baby, instead of buy those Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Let's
You
do
know
that.
what? Let's do
One
something
other-
different.
Yeah, one other
I'm pretty
thing
sure-
too, David, just so everybody knows, we,
Mhm.
if you come on our stream on Friday, the day before this stream, if you're nervous about coming on Radio KAOS, you may be intimidated a little bit, and you just want to get, kind of, get your feet wet, by going into something a little bit less, larger in size or whatever you want to think of it. Come on our stream. We're going to open it up big time next time. Get people
Yeah,
on.
I came on not long ago. It was really fun. Yeah. I went through some Hot Toys Elita picks, and it was a nice, relaxed experience.
That's
two things. At first, it's good to remind people about that. Even if you think it sounds like you're repeating, but if you have a stream and so, people appreciate that you welcoming them and that you remind them that they are that everybody's important for that.
Yes.
There is a keep everything going and glue everything together, and it's a good thing, to set out those vibes and repeat people regularly on that. And the second thing is also, I think that this soundtrack probably has sold pretty well. I mean, like everybody, four of us has buy the CD, some maybe even multiple CDs, who knows?
Yeah, I got
And,
Japanese and the regular.
I've
You've got to get
I've
the
got
Japanese.
I've bought the Japanese one, and yeah, a lot of people do have those. So I hope at least that Tom Hawkenborg knows that we appreciate his soundtrack, you know, and can take pride in his work. So
You might just have to
that's without a question.
retweet the a link to this stream with his tag on it, and you know,
Yeah, why not?
never know.
Well, I tried to
Yeah,
get him
yeah.
to come on, but obviously that didn't work.
Of course, what happened? But they read more than they actually respond to. So maybe we'll at least get the memo and know that people are there out there appreciating that stuff, you know.
Yep. Alrighty. So, as a last call to action, as we decided about 2 minutes ago, we'll change it up a little bit. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. Buy those
Buy
CDs.
those Blu-rays, baby.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys, and thanks to all the listeners. Have a good one.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
You know, back when I was in the academy, we would follow every toast with a song. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. Captain Jean-Luc Picard than never to have loved at all. The Federation starship, come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. 17346732147 Charlie 32789777643 Tango 732 Victor 73117887324767897643776 Lock. When I have plucked the rose, Earl Grey hot, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease. In faith, I do not love thee. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? When I have plucked the rose, longing still for that which longer nurseth the disease. In faith, I do not love thee. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Come cheer up, my lads, come cheer up, my lads. 'Tis better to have loved and lost. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. No one had a chance to interrupt. It was quite hypnotic. Incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic. No one had a chance to interrupt. It was quite hypnotic. That's an interesting twist.